2, and we've got a good one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Las Vegas Raiders. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Right out of the gates, Lance going to the air. And he will find his man on the outside. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
And cycle. Red.
Here's Lance. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
The Raiders are 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Fight, 97, flag blue. No green, no 52. Point to Neal. Steal, check, steal.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. Oh, he's got a little daylight.
That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Hey, blue, 10, 6, 7.
Throwing now is Lance. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Lance looking to throw it. Over the middle, it's complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4-4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Ultra, ultra.
Second down, Jacobs once more.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
Jacobs.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Trey Lance,
his second touchdown on the season.
And the Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 in second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. On the move to his left. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And now 1 yard to go on third down.
We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, they just watched the other team take the ball downfield and score, so they knew that this drive, this opening drive, was on them. And, boy, that was important to pick up that first down there and keep this one going.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Well, this defense for the Raiders, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
In motion left goes a tight end. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. 2nd and 11. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. In motion, the tight end.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Leonard Williams collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. He'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Well, there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is taken at the 23. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times we watch 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Lance, a quick throw out wide, complete.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Lance to throw on 3rd and 1.
Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
They'll look to throw. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Gay's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of the tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lance, that's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
97, Black Ultra. Yellow, go. Red, cycle.
And Lance now to throw. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
52. Red. Quad red. Flight 2. Trail green. Ready.
To throw, it's Lance.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
Let's go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room. Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Here we go.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Right. Blaster, 6. Ready.
Now Lance.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Lance now on 1st down.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. set up a throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working its way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here. He'll get that complete to Albert O.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Here's Jacobs from the gun.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here
trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Now back to throw. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
2nd and 6.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
But 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
He'll look to throw.
Completes it to Samuel. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll go with the keeper. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
We just totally get the sense there that a field goal was not in the game plan at all.
And the boys up front, they created the surge. I think they knew that they had the leverage advantage.
Oh, that's a great point there. Being able to get lower than the defensive front, create just enough space, and I love when those quarterbacks get low and slide in there and get it done.
So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Vikings strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the 3rd.
Next to score, Vikings 18, Raiders 17. Matt Gay set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
A 3rd quarter now, and a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10.
The handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
61 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Ready, set.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
17.
Throwing now is Lance.
And that's complete to Adams. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. A gain there of 21 yards.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And cycle. Flight 97. Long red. Flight blue.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Right. Ready.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. And his kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. Travis Jones makes a tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
He is so lucky that one of the defensive coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game?
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And they have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth-quarter deficit, and they need this drive to end in points.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10.
Here's Lance to throw it. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing his Lance on third down.
And this is caught. He hits more.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner. We're watching them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Right. Check. On the ball.
Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 39, Lance.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
86 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has. Any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Looking to throw again on second down. Lance airs it out toward the corner of the end zone.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
52 blaster. Hey, go steal. Ultra. Go ultra.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Ready.
Now Lance.
Looking left side, that's caught by Moore.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Lance back to throw.
And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads him into the end zone.
Hey, Lance, crack open.
Here's Lance.
And he's got his man on the out route. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow. Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
Check you.
They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the fourth. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Finding Samuel.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Left side, it's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Big third down. A field goal from this spot, 57 yards as they hope to move it a little closer. Back to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. He's back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. This one no doubt important for Matt Gay. This to almost certainly win the football game. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Lance looking to throw.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
One final try now for Lance. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Andrew Booth picks it off, and the Vikings are going to hang on